Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Soul Sips for the Spirit-Led Woman, my podcast. Booyah, just celebrating myself for actually doing the thing. So naturally, the very first episode gets to be about taking imperfect action, right? I have sat on this idea of starting a podcast for months, if not up to 12 months. And I had all the reasons. I mean, right now, I'm sure I will look back on, you're probably listening to this on my podcast platform and you cannot see the video, but if you're watching me on YouTube or if I put this on my social media, you're going to see I don't have perfect video. The sun's just gone down, the lighting, I don't have all the setup and all the things, but I'm just here doing it. And that is the power of taking imperfect action. If I had waited till I had all the pieces, which you don't actually need, by the way, side note, if you are considering starting a podcast, you don't need all the perfect gear. I'm literally recording on Zoom on my laptop, no headphones, no microphone, no nothing. And the audio is going to be okay because I decided, right? And that's actually the power of taking imperfect action, is like sometimes we feel like we need to have all these right pieces, but it's actually just us holding ourselves back. Or sometimes we feel like, oh, I'll wait till a better time, or yeah, I'll wait till I know more. I better learn this thing and get qualified in this and blah, 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 whatever your story is that's going on. But it's actually in the doing of the thing where we learn. Like if there's something that you're sitting on executing right now or starting or doing, I want you to ask yourself, what is it that's holding you back? And like, what is the worst that could happen if you just did the thing right now or in the next 24 hours? If there was one thing that you could implement in the next 24 hours to do that thing that you've been putting off and that's in your mind, what is it? What's the worst that can happen? You get rejected. The fear of being seen comes up for you. What is it? Because those things will still be there until you actually just do the thing, right? So it's a massive thing that I find I see holds so many women back is, feeling like we've got to know all the pieces, and we don't. You do not have to be like a qualified healer. You don't have to be a fucking qualified coach to be able to share your magic wherever you're at watching, whether you have a business or not. Like if I had waited for the perfect time to even like become a mother, which obviously we know our children, our spirit babies come through in the perfect timing, right? So can you just trust that everything else is always coming in the perfect timing? And at the same time, you also get to take the action to bring that spirit baby, that spirit business, or that garden, whatever it is you want to do. You actually get to take action to bring that thing to life, because you had to take action to make a child, right? Or if you're not a mum, that we know what gets to happen in order to create a child, right? But then they come in their own perfect divine timing. But there's nothing else like that out there. Like, yeah, we can plant a seed, but we still get to water it. We still get to take action for it to grow, right? So whatever the thing is that you're procrastinating on, I'm just going to say, call you forward and just say, can you do it now? Can you not wait for my child to start school before I do the thing, before I start the business? Can you not wait for like my partner to be available more to help with XYZ? Can you not wait for the qualification? Can you just do the one thing that's going to move the needle forward right now? Because it's in the taking of the action that we learn. And like I said, those fears, that if there is fear coming up for you, if that's a piece that's stopping you from taking action, then it's always going to be there. And it can keep you frozen. We can stay in that freeze or fawn response, or we can just go, you know what? Fuck it. Oh, by the way, I swear, I'll probably have a little explicit thing on here, but for the mamas with littles or anyone with littles around, you just want to pop your headphones in if you don't have them in. If you just go, you know what, fuck it, I'm doing the thing. What is the worst that could happen, right? You don't learn by sitting on the sidelines. You learn by getting on the baseball court and just going, batter up. Like, I might not know what I'm doing, but I'm going to fucking have a bat. I'm going to have a swing. And what's the worst that happens? We miss the ball. The crowd cheers anyway, you know? Or if not, get yourself around a better crowd. Come on. That is the power of taking imperfect action. If I had waited, I could have gone. So it's currently the 30th of November, 2023 of an evening at the time of filming this. The sun's gone down. I'm losing the beautiful lighting, but this is a time where I could get a silent moment to go, I'm going to jump on and do the podcast. And I did sit and journal for about a week to 2 weeks on and off of like, what exactly I want to bring in here and like what value I want to deliver and what themes I want to speak on and what frequency I can hold so that I can be delivering content consistently on this platform. But I could have sat and gone, what do I want my first episode to be about? and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and tried to perfect it and all the things. And this, I sat down with another intention. I'm going to film the very second podcast episode that you'll be listening to on this platform is going to be filmed as soon as I'm finished wrapping up this episode, because that was a thing that dropped in for me this morning on my journaling. The very first time I asked, what's the thing that I want to bring through on my first episode? And it does feel big, like, what's that first piece I want to talk about? But who gives a shit at the end of the day? I've got things that are hot on my heart to share, so I'm going to come on and share them. And so, of course, it was like, oh, it's taking imperfect action. Because like I said, look around me. If you won't be seeing me if you're listening on Spotify, but if you're watching, if I share any of this, like if you're on my YouTube channel right now, if I share any of this on my socials, you'll be like, oh yeah, she doesn't have the perfect setup. She's actually in the corner of her office on the couch that she got off Facebook Marketplace with a little tiny ring light, but she's good. She's doing the thing, right? And it just gets to be that simple and that freaking easy. So whatever the thing is that you're procrastinating on doing, I'm going to invite you to take action in the next 24 hours. What is the worst that can happen? We literally get to learn on the go. You're only going to learn by doing the thing. So often people sit back. I've probably already said it, but so often we sit back going, no. I just need this one thing, but you don't understand how important this thing is to have or do. Like, I needed a microphone to start my podcast. No, I didn't. That was the story I had going on. Or I needed my son cared for before I could start a business or get back into my business. No, I didn't. Like, these are all stories that so many of us carry, and it's actually just us holding ourselves back. We get to take messy action. I'm a hot fucking mess. It is over 30 degrees and I've got my window shut right now. So again, you can't see it if you're just listening, but I am sweaty. But I've decided to shut the window so that you don't hear the cars on the main road roaring past, because again, I've got a basic podcast set up, but it's perfect and it's so okay, because what matters is the message that I'm here to share. And we get to, even if it's a podcast that you're procrastinating on, you don't need all the things like I've shared. I really thought I did, but turns out you don't. Turns out you get to take messy action. Turns out I get to fucking embody and practice what I preach. So go and take the messy action. Go and do the thing. You are so welcome, and I will see you on the next episode.